Yo, what is up? The videos are coming in fast and furious. I just received the M10 BRFM Tier 5. This is the reward Tier 5 tank that everyone's playing the missions for. It's an easy mission, pretty easy to do, 1 or 2 games a day or something like that. It's really simple missions. Everyone should be able to get this tank. But the question is this tank worth your time? Is it worth grinding? Is it worth fussing over? Well, you're gonna find out in a while. I've played about 10 games in this tank and I've had a blast. I must tell you, I can only compare it to the king of the tier 5 tank destroyers, which is the T67, so we'll do just exactly that. The penetration on the standard shells is 130 versus 128 of the T67. Shell velocity is 792, exactly the same as the T67, but if you play with the premium shells as you would do if you were fighting against tier 6s, tier 7s, then you would shoot the premium shells with 170 penetration and 1037 velocity, which is pretty good for a tier 5 tank. So it does 115 damage, exactly like a T67. So that's why I'm comparing this a lot with the T67. It is very similar to the T67, except it's not as fast as a T67. Now, in terms of agility, it feels the same like a T67. The dispersion of the reticle is the same as the T67 on the move. The mobility is nearly this. Well, when you're wiggling left, right, it feels like a T67. But when you're traveling at top speed, reversing, it's not the same as the T67. This thing only goes forward 28 kilometers an hour and reverses at 12. And T67 is 61 kilometers an hour going forward and 20 going backwards. So in terms of speed, it is not like the T67, but the gun works just almost exactly the same way. In fact, I would say the gun is even better than the T67. And why do I say that? That's because the dispersion is 0.34 and T67 dispersion is 0.38. The aim time is 1.5 seconds. T67 is 1.42, which is exactly the same, but because the dispersion is a lot better than the T67, it feels like it's shooting more reliably, more accurately, more quickly than a T67. So you lose out on the mobility, but in terms of accuracy, it feels like it shoots a lot better than a T67, to be honest with you. Now, what else is the difference? Of course, it doesn't have the mobility, it doesn't have the speed like a T67, but it does have armor. The armor is almost double T67. I get a little bit of fire here, some help. I've been firing all AP shells, but I'm going to run out of AP shells soon after these next 2 shots, and then I'm going to switch to APCR premium shells, so don't get mad at me, don't hate. Hull armor is 38.1 millimeters frontally, which is nearly 3 times, or nearly 4 times the frontal hull armor of a T67, so it does have a little bit of armor. Turret armor is 57.2 frontally, which is more than double a T67. Now, I've been able to bounce some, if you angled a little bit, if you're lucky a little bit, if you're on the move and they hit you, it can bounce. So you have that going for you occasionally, but don't completely rely on that though. So that's what I'm saying. Don't completely rely on that. I've played about 10 games on it, and I don't have any TD crews for my French tanks, so I've been playing on 100% skill crew, but 0 skills. And the amazing thing about personal reserve boosters and stuff like that, within 10 games, I am 85% on my first skill. That is just crazy. With all these new perks that's going to be available for us to grind out our skills quickly. You're going to be able to get your 6th sense in 15 games, something like that. Coming soon in the future, you're going to have the 1.51 where you can actually even buy crew experience with credits. So you're going to get crew skills really quickly from the next patch onwards, so don't worry about crew skills. But also remember, if you can get crew skills, those better players with the better crew, with the better crews, they are going to be able to accelerate their crew skills as well. So if you have one crew skill like a 6th sense, or 2 crew skills, a 6th sense and camouflage, imagine the experienced player, the good player, they are going to have 6, 7, 8 skills. So it's going to iron itself, it's going to, you know, square itself out in the end. But anyway, this tank is absolutely amazing. Very fun tank to play. You are going to have a lot of fun. No regrets if you're grinding out this tank and going for it in the missions, because this tank is really fun and really useful for playing tier 5s and just having fun. This was an ace tanker game in 10 games, so I'm pretty lucky because of that. But no surprises here. This is a very strong tank in tier 5. I would actually prefer this tank over the T67 because of its little bit of armor that you have. You can bounce a little bit. So I'm really happy with this tank. I hope you are grinding this tank as well, and I hope you will enjoy this tank as much as I will. Thank you Wargaming for this mission and for giving out this tank. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.